Hi, my name's Greg. I'm retired. I'm in my 70s. I live with my wife, Maggie, and we live close to the sea. We've just gone through this first or almost three levels now of the coronavirus, and how we entered it was probably quite like everybody else. We thought about it in the early days of it, before it was actually, we were pushed into level 4, and we decided that we would self-isolate. So in doing that, the decision was made between both of us, and we took it quite seriously. So on the Thursday, I think it was, Thursday the 20th or something like that of March, we had the discussion, and then on the 21st, the Friday I think it was, we went out and physically closed the gates to our little place, and then we rang our chiropractor and told him we wouldn't be coming in for the appointment on Friday. So it sort of settled it. It settled the idea that this was going to be a serious commitment. And it was. So we spent 3 weeks virtually alone. All of our family were involved in keeping us in their sphere. So we had phone calls and we had Zoom and we had FaceTime and so on to talk to everybody and keep everybody there. So we weren't lonely. We gardened and we fixed things and did all the maintenance in the house. And my wife has never cooked so much, baked so much in all her life, I don't think. I am diabetic, so there was that added bit about my immune system. My wife also has high blood pressure, so of course she's similar to me. We're a little bit worried about being in that age group and also being in that group that are compromised. So we weren't scared, but we were concerned. So we've survived it all through that first 3 weeks, which were fabulous, just working and getting our home looking absolutely spotless and the lawns all done, which have all fallen back into their usual state. Also, on top of that, we've had times where we have been a little bit more aware of the COVID-19, and that was particularly when I had to go to the hospital. This is on the 16th of last month, and so we're in level 4, and I had an appointment because of my diabetes. My eyesight has started to go as I've got older, so I've been having injections in both eyes for over a year now, and it's quite a traumatic time, but we've just made it a good time generally. But under the COVID-19 isolation level, we had to go to a hospital. So if you think about that for a little while and understand that you're going to have people that are outside of your bubble attending to you in a hospital situation where they're also attending to people with this virus, it is a little bit scary. So you had to actually suck it up and say, no, we're going into an environment that is going to be really caring for us. It's so bad for so many carers, the nurses, the doctors, the people who are so committed to doing this properly. And all credit to them. They were absolutely wonderful and made me feel so at ease. It was just amazing. Yes, then, of course, um, in our own sphere, we haven't really touched this. This virus hasn't touched us, but we have felt for the people that it has, and particularly the numbers that we hear from places like the United States. And so really I've had to sort of put it aside because it is so big. It's like a world war with the numbers of people that are perishing from this. I kept a diary, and I've only just looked at it again. This is, sometime later, I've looked at it again, and it's quite dark. And I think that those are sort of to do with how we change. So everything changes. We have to change with it. And our dreams, everything that we do, they all change. We sort of had to go in our minds, and that was to give ourselves breath and space to live without concern, without so much worry, without thinking about our children, our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren, which we have 2 of. And we've got 7 grandchildren, 4 daughters, and all the family around that as well. So there's a lot of people that you're concerned about, that you're thinking, I hope they're okay. I hope they can do this. I hope they can, emotionally and psychologically get through this. So we committed ourselves to really a regimen, a way of getting through it. And that meant being considerate, respectful, thoughtful, and inclusive. So everything was done so that we were both involved. It was really good. So we played lots of Scrabble, crib, drafts. It's an odd game, but it's quite good. I quite enjoyed it. Haven't played all these games since my children were children. Obviously, we changed our routine so that it used the time better. Because normally you just go through it and we're going up the road for a coffee now, jump in the car, off we go. We're going down the beach, off we stroll. If we were to do that in level 4, 1, we would be breaking the law. That was the big thing, going out in the car. So the cars just sat there and watched us while we did our maintenance on the house and all our lawn mowing and all that sort of thing. So that was cool. The challenges that we've faced have really been about actually wanting to do things that we're able to do before and knowing that we can't. The actual impact of being alone didn't affect us adversely. It was more what we created inside that. And, even down to the COVID painting that I did, it took me a long time. In the end, I started it in level 3. So I haven't been doing it very long. I've finished it 2 days ago. I think in my own mind, it got rid of who I was thinking of and how I was thinking about that. So I was thinking about the world. I wasn't thinking about New Zealand, me, or my family as such. I was thinking of everybody. And so all of that empathy that I had in me, it encompassed everybody. I felt for everybody, and that's horrifying at times. I just paint to get rid of agony, to get rid of fear, to get rid of all of that by creating something that pulls it out and throws it onto paint, onto something. And so that's really what I did in the end. I did that. New Zealand as a whole, as a group of people, really handled this very, very well. I know that there is a lot of people who are absolutely, opposite to how I am because of obviously their businesses, their age, their responsibilities, their bank accounts, all of those things. So each of us has got a different path that we've walked through this. And I think one of the things that we've got to remember as things explode in the papers, blame games and all of that sort of thing around what we have done, is that everyone is different and everyone has different responsibilities and has, different ideals. So what has happened is that we've had a government who very strongly, rightly or wrongly, who very strongly took the reins and just said, this is what we're going to do. And it wasn't nasty stuff. All of it was good stuff. It had a good reason, had a good cause. It was saying, if we look after the vulnerable, the old, the frail, we will come out of this okay. But what better message could you have? You couldn't have a better message than that, could you? So I looked at Jacinda Ardern with new eyes because I respect her as a leader. I think she's a very, very good leader. We are so fortunate to have someone who is considered the old. It's coffee. Yeah, that's it. To me, I mean, our culture, our own culture, is coffee. And that's how we socialise. We're not drinkers, so coffee is for us. I think it's all about family. Personally, with me, it's all about my daughters being okay. I like to see them. I like to be around them. I like them to be able to be around me. So it's all about that. That's the first thing. I mean, hugging and cuddling is what it's all about. That this will be a time for the young people to look at their world and say, we're going to change this. This is a time now for recreating this world and how it's set up. I think if there are words that make sense of all of this, they are caring and love. I will always be grateful to the people of our country who shared their qualities with those of us who needed help, putting their well-being before this peril. All I can say to you is thank you to everyone. I'm so proud to be a Kiwi.